Fascinating. Fascinating. He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. Fascinating. Fascinating. He's dead, Jim. She's dead, Jim. Up your shaft. Up your shaft.
Oh, folks. Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series rewatch, recap, and review podcast, where every week myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my intrepid co-host,
hey everybody, it's Al Hirt. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt, what is up indeed? Back in the valley, back to talking about an episode of Star Trek. If you're just joining us for the first time, what a wild time to get on board. We have 2 episodes left of the regular season, including this one.
Yeah, in the show.
Yep. Oh, and then we're going to probably do a couple bonus episodes.
Yes.
One of that, which I think will probably be like a season 3 in review.
Yeah.
And then maybe we do like a season 1 through 3 in review where we see what we can remember about season 1 and 2. But yeah, so there's going to be some stuff, and then there'll be a break, and then we come back as Next Generation. But again, I'm Adam. Thanks for listening. And each week we talk about an episode of Star Trek The Original Series at an undisclosed location in the Valley. This week is no different. And we do like to start every episode out with a little segment that I find
fascinating
called What Does Al Remember About Last Week's Episode? What episode was it?
What was the cloud? No, we already talked about cloud miners.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
It involves a curtain. The title involves a curtain.
Oh, yeah, it was like the meat curtain?
The meat curtain?
I was thinking.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like, we're not a blue podcast typically, but no, it's the savage curtain.
Savage curtain, see?
Right? And what was it about?
The savage curtain. Let's see, what did there was another plague, right?
We're going to find out. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go, oh, dude, God damn it. I do not want to rate this episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry. I just saw the thumbnail with Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Yes. It was a battle between, the summary was like good and evil. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty
And
much
the rock monster.
Yeah, the rock monster. That was cool. I liked the guest stars too.
Good guest stars. Good Lincoln.
It was Lincoln against.
It was Lincoln and who else?
The Vulcan.
Surak.
Yes. And then it was against a genocidal
human.
Genocidal humans. Genghis Khan, and then this other guy from the future.
Yeah.
And then it was, what's his name?
Kalis.
Kalis, and someone that gets brought up thousands of times in Star Trek.
The Klingon, evil Klingon Jesus.
And then it was like some chick.
Yeah, and then a lady who did experiments on people.
Someone cruel.
evil scientist lady who may have been a Klingon. I can't remember.
Yeah, and then they had like sticks and stones, and Surak was like, let me just negotiate with them. We both want to live. And Kirk's like, I can't tell you what to do. Go ahead.
Kirk is like...
It was a strange episode.
Yeah, Kirk trusts Surak to try and broker peace, but in case peace fails, they're going to build weapons.
Yeah, and then Abraham Lincoln gets tricked. He gets stabbed in the back, and he's like, don't get near me, Kirk. I don't know. It's just like a weird episode. You think it's going one way, and then it goes another, and then at the very end, it's like the aliens even like, I don't know. I don't know what this experiment really did. Bye.
Yes, you get to leave.
We're trying to be good people, and he was like, you had to do evil things. And it was like, to live.
Oh, yeah.
Though? Like, you put us against each other? Like, what are you trying to say here?
The thing that I've been thinking about regarding that episode... yeah, man, the thing that I've been thinking about regarding that episode is that rock monster is fucking stupid. Like,
and it's
like
the magma
guy.
Planet, whatever.
Yeah, Magma Planet. like they did have different philosophies. Surak tried to negotiate, like
Right.
like they don't
actually happen.
and Lincoln went to save Surak even, which the other people wouldn't have done. Like Kalis wouldn't have tried to save the genocidal human guy. So it's just like, it's kind of like the rock monster man like set up the circumstances of the experiment, and then even though they cut to him watching a bunch, like he wasn't really paying attention. Because he's like, you guys did the same thing, bipedal fighting each other, you both sharpened sticks.
Come on.
You both sharpened sticks. As far as I can tell, this is a wash. Get out of here.
Yeah, he was just like, all right. It was reminiscent of Arena. That's what we were thinking about.
Yes.
Yeah, how they just get tossed in. And then also, what was the one where they go to that like old school planet that had black and white TV, but then what they were playing on the TV was like American Gladiators.
But Roman
Gladiators.
Yeah.
And stuff. I don't know. Funny.
I can't remember the exact.
But it was wild.
Yeah, wasn't it like? And then it was the dissident that didn't exist or something. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes,
go back, find that episode in the past in our vault that is available wherever you get your podcasts.
But that episode was all right. I mean, it was like, it had interesting guest stars and takes, but I don't think it went much anywhere after like the big reveal. The Rock character, as soon as the Rock character came out, I was like, okay, this is cool. And then it was like,
It did a lot of cool shit. I liked the puppet for the Rock Monster. I liked that they would literally cut to the Rock Monster just standing there watching him. Like they would be like, I bet the Rock Monster is fucking getting off on this shit. And then it cuts to the Rock Monster just standing still, not doing, just watching intently. They don't even think to attack the Rock Monster.
No,
He's fucking standing there.
Yeah, but he's too hot. You know, Kirk tries to touch him and he's like,
oh yeah, that's right.
He's like,
hot don't
you're not
touch.
used to our planet.
Fire indeed.
Scrub. But what was it? No, I think it was just strange that everybody on the Enterprise was like, we can't help them. Kirk, look out. Spock.
Yeah, they had to watch
Scotty was
like
Shut
Arena.
up.
Yeah, they had to watch like an Arena.
Engine shut down, I guess. And then as soon as the conflict was over, Scotty was like, the engines work.
Yeah, the Rock Monsters, just another example of like a super powerful alien race. and I just love that the idea that there's this race of rock monsters and their only source of entertainment is just watching these social experiments that their lead rock monster puts together. Like it's just, are they kind of at the whim of whoever ends up passing through the galaxy? They're like, we need some new content. We need some new programming.
Anywho, speaking of programming, though, we do have a very cool episode.
Yeah, so last week was the Savage Curtain. This week, it is All Our Yesterdays.
Let's see. It just clicked now.
There you go. Air date, March 14th, 1969. Nice. And the synopsis from Paramount Plus is Kirk, Spock, and McCoy enter a time portal and get stuck in the past on a planet about to be consumed by a nova. Wow.
Yeah, already from the get-go, we got a ticking time bomb here.
Yeah, right? They're like, there's a
plague.
It's not
explosion.
Not only do they go back in time, which is enough of a fucking headache to deal with.
Yeah.
They also have to get back to the present before a planet goes supernova.
Oh yeah, it's like the episode with the coral portal into the past, except they have to go really quick.
Yes.
They're like speed running time.
Yeah, dog. Right? And so that's all the factoids about this. And let's get into it. I'm going to press play on my little Paramount. We watched the HD remasters on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah. They got some
there's some really good
shots in this episode.
Oh, and yeah,
At the end too. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just laughing thinking about that race of rock monsters just like standing around watching a broadcast of fucking Kirk fighting Kalis. And it ended up, I like that it ended up being Kirk's idea of Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but this week, All Our Yesterdays opens with a rad remastered shot where we've got an Earth-like planet, a sun. This is the shiny version of the Enterprise model. Yeah. Sometimes it's flat and sometimes it's shiny.
And they start with that, shot right on I guess one of the beams or the posts of the Enterprise, and they like rotate the camera up.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. They were like, shit, Space Odyssey, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotta get crazy. These are remasters.
Your 2001 Space Odyssey pilled.
Yeah.
So basically, the Enterprise is orbiting a planet that is orbiting a sun that's going to go nova in a few hours. Mm-hmm. And they're studying this planet that is the only planet in the solar system that has remnants of a society.
Okay.
And they want to find out what happened to the inhabitants. Bones immediately suggests that it was a mass suicide. It's like, good on you, Bones. They definitely didn't escape. And so
he's like, it's been delusional.
Right? And so they're on the planet. Spock, Bones, and Kirk beam down, and they run into what looks to be some sort of library.
Yeah, there's just shelves of knowledge.
Yeah, there's little doors. It looks kind of like a library / mausoleum / school lunchroom. And then
all these colorful locker looking things.
And then they meet Mr. Ataz, who is played by Ian Wolfe, great guest star for the week. And he is the librarian. So Al, what's this guy's deal?
He basically runs the whole ordeal, is that, he guides, I guess, people to look through very specific parts of the library, and he somehow knows their interests and what they're into.
Well, so here's what, like, right now, they don't really know.
It's all questions, right? Because they're like, wait, where is everybody?
Yeah.
And he's not really exactly telling them what's going on.
He's surprised that they're there because he thought that everybody had left.
Oh, yes. And then Kirk was like, they're off planet. And he's like, yeah. And then he goes, and you saw them leave. Like, everyone's safe. And he goes, yeah. Why are you guys here?
Right?
Let me get you to the good spot.
He says,
so weird.
He says, I'll help you choose where you want to go. Instead, like, everyone else is gone. And so Ataz also, like, gets around, like he just appears from room to room.
Yeah, that was the first big twist, You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And Kirk was like, for being so old, you're pretty quick.
Yep. And so he wants to know, Kirk wants to know about the recent history of the planet, like, where did everybody go? And Ataz is like, go ask the reference desk, and that's where they meet the real Ataz.
Yes. And he's furious, and he's like, you're very late.
Yeah, he's got big time, big rabbit in fucking Alice in Wonderland vibes. They're very late.
And his scowl immediately, you could already tell, it's another Ataz.
It's so funny because, so basically, Ataz helped the planet evacuate before the Nova.
Yes.
And I was like, well, he probably put these clowns inside the fucking cassette tapes or some shit. Like, and that's basically what happened.
Yeah, it was kind of hinting at that, but I guess it didn't really like come to fruition until, at least for me, until they finally went back.
One quick thing about this guest star, he also played Septimus in an earlier episode.
Oh,
he was he was the Greek guy that showed him around that place that you were talking about, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm wrong, don't email us. I don't care. But he was also in a previous episode of Star Trek. Also, interesting title card situation. It's back to a title card in space.
Yep. And it's very just, I don't know, this is all a plot. Like, there is no, Enterprise shots from here on out, I guess, unless it's outside of the ship.
Yeah, they don't really go there. I think there's a couple of, like, because Scotty talks to them when they come back.
Right.
And so Kirk is interrogating Ataz, and he's like, so you personally sent these people to safety? And he's like, yes. Now let me show you how I did it or where to go.
And they explain his super fast speed. And Mr. Ataz is like, oh, you meant my replicas, of course. And they're like, oh, androids. Right.
Yep.
So you're the real Mr. Atos, though, right? And he's like, yeah, sure am.
And so Atos is showing them around. He opens up a couple of drawers so that the guys can look at some data disks. And then he's saying, hey, you know, Kirk, I've got a couple of special things that I'll show you that you might be interested in. And so Kirk puts one of the disks on to a projector thing.
Yeah,
and he looks at it.
Cassette.
And it looks like a coaster, like a silver coaster. And it's got the Old West inside, or not Old West, but Victorian times maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that an Old West? Is that where he ends up going?
No, he ends up going to that, like...
Pirate times.
Pirate, or like, yeah.
Victorian times.
Victorian. Well, they have, what is those called? They're fencing and shit.
Yeah, pirate time, but they're pirates, but not on a boat.
Yes.
And so this guy he's asking like, which period are you guys interested in? And him and Spock is trying to find out what's going on, and he's looking at this crazy machine that Atos is buying. It's called the Atomicron. Cron, as we know, means time.
Oh yeah, Crown.
Yes.
Makes sense. And Spock's like, wait, how does this work? And the librarian's like, no, I'm not going to let you touch it. This is very sensitive equipment. I will guide you through this.
Yeah.
Spock's like, okay.
And
as Kirk is watching, though, the disc,
that is where he goes.
Disc, he freaks out, and he doesn't freak out. He hears a woman screaming, and he's like, oh my gosh, Bones, Spock. And he just runs immediately towards the scream in this hallway.
He runs out the door.
Oh, yeah, out the door, excuse me.
And he ends up in a flash teleporting to seemingly a different time, pirate times, essentially.
And then as he goes through, the librarian's like, no, you're not, like, you don't know how to train. Yeah.
And then Bones and Spock follow him, but they end up...
fuck.
They end up in Ice Planet Hoth. Yeah. So they're in the Ice Age.
Because Bones just happened to set the Ice Age disc on that little coaster, too, as Spock was talking to the librarian. Well, so it's just weird.
Why didn't they all go to the same place Kirk did? Because, like, you'd think that the one terminal would control that door. Because, like, Kirk had his disc in the terminal by the door, and Bones and Spock had the Ice Age disc in a terminal over in, like, the catacombs area. Right. Like, how the fuck does this work, Gene Roddenberry?
Maybe it scans their fate. I don't know. It's like sensing who puts what disc on where.
I don't buy it.
But I also thought, though, it was interesting that they just jumped right ahead. I don't know. Kirk was like, didn't really look. I mean, I guess
you'd think they would, but you would think Spock would say, "Hey, we got to find out where he went. We got to take some readings."
Or like, wait, maybe we shouldn't just jump in there either.
Right?
I don't know. It just came out very strange.
You're right. Yeah. Spock also comes off very strange later in this episode for a very good reason. And so Kirk is now in an alley in the 1700s or whatever, and he fights a swashbuckler who is attacking. I don't want to say she's a sex worker, but that's the vibe I get. Kirk then picks up a foil, and he has a funny little fencing match with this pirate-looking motherfucker, and he ends up like thwapping him in the ass and embarrassing him.
Yeah, I guess they kind of dressed like royals, though. I don't know. Just everybody dressed differently back then. Just pompous with those weird flumpy arms, you know?
He dressed like that meme of the painting.
Yeah. What painting?
The guy who's like...
Don Quixote vibes.
So, yeah, sort of. And so the lady that Kirk saved is like, oh my God, this guy was mugging me and then you helped me, and she's just talking like an absolute maniac. Like it's like a terrible accent. She's obviously very drunk. And then Kirk says we got to go to the library. It's right over there. And he walks her into an alley. And she's like, what's with you, man? Why you got me in this alley? I just got away from somebody who was a creep.
Yeah, seriously. And he said, Kirk's just trying to figure out where he came from.
Yeah, right? Because there was no door. He just came out of a wall.
And he's like, hey, do you remember where I came from? Like, do you remember where you saw me run in from?
And she's like, dude, I'm drunk and just got almost murdered and assaulted. And then Kirk starts talking to Spock and Bones, who are in their time.
On another side of the wall, I guess.
Sort of, yeah. But they're on the same side of the wall, technically.
It's bizarre.
And so they can talk to each other. And of course, this drunk fucking street lady.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, spirits.
Oh my God, you're a witch.
And yeah, as soon as Spock and Bones just keep trying to talk, the police, I guess, of that era are like, what the hell is going on? Oh my God, they're speaking. They're doing his bidding.
Yeah, so they think that Kirk is a witch. That's why I think this is probably like
That's pretty rough.
16 or 1700s.
Yeah.
So they think Kirk's a witch and they arrest him. They knock him out. And then Bones and Spock are just like, well, we are on Ice Planet Hoth, and I'm going to skip to the end for just a second.
Yeah.
They end up, all they would have had to do is walk back through that rock.
Yeah, seriously.
What the
It's
fuck?
crazy.
What the fuck? Okay, continue.
This might be the beginning, though, of like Spock's madness because, Bones is obviously always worried about Kirk, and he's like, hey, it sounds like Kirk's in trouble. And Spock's like, shut up. It sounds like we're going to be in trouble. It's absolutely freezing. Let's find shelter. So it's like, I feel like it's him kind of being aggressive already and just being like, hey, let's get a move on.
And of course, Bones tells Spock to just leave him and let him freeze. They're walking through a blizzard, basically. And Bones is like, just leave me and let me freeze. And Spock is like, I'm not going to do that. And he's like, you stubborn, thick-headed Vulcan. And that does make me think that Spock is kind of losing his logic already because he would have potentially left Bones there.
Like, hey, you know what?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, seriously. I'll get something to help you get warm. I'll be right back. They just happen to get really lucky because, boom, cue some person
in a giant parka, a fur parka.
There we go.
Ooh, look at this cave set. So the person in the fur parka looks like a full-size Jawa, like a tall Jawa.
Yeah.
And then there's this awesome cave set that's like kind of like a grotto. Like, ooh, you're pretty chill vibe in here in this cave.
It's got nice light orange lighting.
Right? What is that light? Is that a natural heat source? Oh, there's candles. There's also weird candles around. And so Spock puts an unconscious Bones in a bed, and he's like, he's the doctor. I'm no doctor, but I know we got to keep him warm.
Yeah, and so basically what happens is that Spock's getting him comfortable, and he's getting him all rest up. And the Jawa lady, the Jawa-looking person finally takes off her hood, and she's like, whoa, what's your name? Or what kind of race are you? And he goes, I'm a Vulcan.
Right?
And I don't know, she's already immediately turned on. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I like this switch up, though, of these girls liking Spock now. It's it's refreshing.
Right? And so she's fat. And this is
infatuated by him.
Her name is Woman. I think. Oh, no. She says her name. Zarabeth.
Zarabeth.
Yeah, this is Zarabeth. Woman is the woman that Kirk saved and then also called him a witch. She's like, he saved her and then she immediately accused him of being a witch, which I love.
Zarabeth, right? What's his
Zarabeth.
Zarabeth immediately is like, oh, you went through the time portal, right?
Yeah, she's a prisoner.
Yeah.
We find out that their prison is they send you back in time, which seems fucked up. Like, don't you think that would fuck up time? Like, what if they go back in time and fuck shit up back there?
Like, I'll make the first
crime style
library.
I'm gonna
get it head on printing press.
There you go. Right? Like it's well. To be fair, they sent her back to They sent her back to there's probably not even now that I think about it, this is probably before they even had the humanoids there,
God,
so she's just the only person there, and she thinks she's going mad, and Spock has compassion for her. He says, I'm firmly convinced that I do exist. I am substantial. You are not imagining this.
It's like a very romantic but forceful line too. He's like, hey, listen to me. I'm literally here.
Also, she is Zarabeth is hot as hell too, very pretty. HD remaster made her eyes very wet and shiny.
So, anyways, immediately it's already like this weird kind of romantic embrace that Spock and Zarabeth are awkwardly having.
Yeah,
but he's literally still worried about Bones.
And the tips of his ears are frozen.
Yeah, it's so funny. But, I don't know. They're just trying to heat Bones back up, basically.
Yep, and Kirk is in a prison.
Yes.
And a very ruddy-faced judge comes in, and Kirk's trying to explain like who he is without fucking up the time stream or whatever. And he's like, I'm from a place called Earth, and this guy's like, never heard of it. And then this is basically wow, that zoom was fucking great.
Yeah, he basically was talking about, hey, the library, and as soon as he mentions the library and the fact that somebody screamed around the corner, the prosecutor, the judge, kind of makes his awkward face, and this funny zoom in goes in on like right into his mouth.
Yeah, I missed that the first time I saw it.
Me too.
So this judge is clearly a library guy that got sent back,
Sure.
and he's saying like, lady, you're guilty of being drunk. He's not a witch. And he goes, no. She goes, he is a witch. We heard the voices. And then there's a constable that helped arrest Kirk. And he's like, yes, he spoke to a presence and it answered. He called it Bones.
I was like, oh no, that doesn't help.
I love it.
It kind of set him up in a bad precipice, because I remember I was texting Adam here before. I was like, okay, like I would rather take a Pirate Age over Ice Age for sure.
Yes, unless they're gonna burn you as a witch.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. And Kirk's trying to logically just say, hey, they're behind the wall in the library. And, the prosecutor's still like, I know nothing about this. Just trying to, I don't know. He pretty much throws him to the wolves, and he's just like, yeah, he's a witch.
He's a witch, burn him. And he goes, I know not of Ataz. I know nothing of these matters.
Yeah, and they like both kind of have a screaming match, and Kirk's like, please, listen.
I love how this scene ends with the woman just going, witch, they'll burn ya. They'll burn ya.
I literally saved you like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, right. That was an hour ago.
Yeah, seriously. It was just like, come on.
Oh, and by the way, before they ran through the door all panicked, they had 3 hours and 17 minutes before the
the Nova was going to go.
Before the Nova
the sun was going to go supernova.
The sun was going to go supernova
and destroy the planet.
And they're in the past of the planet, so that's not good.
Yep.
Bones starts to wake up, and then Spock and Zarabeth have another moment of connection where he wants her to show him where the time portal is, and she's like, "But your friend is ill." And then they're going to just leave Bones there and come back and get him, or carry him with, and then Bones just wakes up.
Yeah, it's so interesting though that Kirk or Spock's like kind of still logical. He's like, look, Bones is no longer in danger of death. We should at least go check it out and see, what the hell's going on with this time portal. And she's like, oh, I was sent here because I was punished, no big deal. They send people throughout time, and that's how they've like distributed our punishments and shit.
And then
he's like, God, that's awful. Let me just take you back.
Yeah, but then she explains, I can't go through the portal again. If I do, I will die.
Like, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and then she says, same with you. None of us can go back. And Spock is like, yeah, but we weren't prepared like you were. And she said, nah, you'll die by the time you get through the other side if you walk through the portal again.
I guess her idea is like, what, time catches up?
Well,
he's super old, or
well, no, it's they explain it. So when you're a prisoner or one of the people who are evacuating the planet, the Atavachron fucking prepares your body. So like when you go back in time, the environment is different than in the future. So it prepares your body to be alive in that environment. Like you're used to the different atmospheric pressure or the different foods or the different whatever. It's like you're a person of that time, which is why Spock ends up going crazy.
Exactly, yes.
But they don't really talk about how Bones would be a 5,000 years, what a human would be 5,000 years ago. But that's what happens when you're prepared to go through, and then if you go back through, you die because you can't readjust your body to the contemporary time.
Huh. Okay. Yeah,
right.
I can see that.
And then Kirk is sweating, gonna get burned alive for witchcraft.
Yeah, and he's very nervous, and he's just trying to convince everybody that's walking by. So then this whole gimmick is so great, though.
Okay.
Just asks him, hey.
So there's a guy who's like serving water to the prisoners. He comes down with a bucket of water and he goes, "Give me your cup," to Kirk. And Kirk holds up his cup so that the guy can fill the cup with a ladle, right?
Yeah, and he's reaching through.
But Kirk acts like because he's gonna grab the guy, right? But he acts like, "Oh my god, I've never used a cup before." I fucking love it. Like he acts like I don't know how cups work. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's so strange, and I was like, "Oh, perfect." I mean, Kirk is still, I guess, a man of this time is still kind of smart, clever. Maybe Kirk would have, been fine in this environment.
Right?
He's doing pretty well. So then he gets to like the second tier of the prison, basically, and there's still bars.
And then the prosecutor comes down to take him to his inquisition that's also going to serve as his execution, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the prosecutor doesn't know that Kirk beat up the guard and took the keys. Mm-hmm. So the prosecutor freaks out when Kirk opens the cell door, and he's like, "Oh no, I thought that was locked." And so basically he's saying, "I know you came here from the future, motherfucker, just as I did. You're going to help me get out of here, dumbass."
Yeah, and he's like, "Therefore, too, you are a witch."
Right? Oh, yeah, they're going to... And he's like, "Please don't implicate me. They're going to burn me."
Yeah, and he's like, "You know what? Well, I'm going to get out of here." And exactly, I don't even know. He's just trying to get out of here. And the guy's like, "You can't leave. You can't leave."
And then he explains the same thing that the lady said. Our brain patterns make life natural here. And the return future would mean instant death. And then Kirk says,
"Couldn't take it."
But Kirk says, "We weren't prepared. I was not prepared. You, Mr. Ataz, did not prepare me in any way." And then, so this guy basically says, "You got a little time." So it takes a little time for your body to adjust to the other side. So as long as he can make it back to the portal within a couple of hours, they'll be able to get back. And Spock doesn't know this. This is what we call,
that's right.
in the business, we call this dramatic irony. When we have information that's important to the characters that they don't have.
Right.
And so lay it on us.
What is he? So the reason why, like, he doesn't know is because, isn't it because he's already like in that savage mode? I guess.
Well, no. So Spock has already given up on trying to get out.
Exactly. So that's why. Oh, because he hears from her like, "Oh, you can't make it. You'll die."
Well, yeah, but Spock would not accept that.
Exactly. Spock would always try to find a way. So this is kind of like already a big hint of how Spock's personality has changed, and that, Bones is trying to convince him like, "Hey man, like I've never known you to give up." And Spock's like, "Nope, we're not going to go through all this. Like, what's the point of going over this?
Well,
what's
yeah,
the point of rehashing?" And like, you see Spock get it.
And he's a dick. He's like,
brows get high.
He's like, "Wasn't it clear to you that I said we can't go back?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Perhaps you were too ill to understand what can't go back means, dipshit."
Yeah, and Bones is just flabbergasted. He's like, "I don't believe it, it isn't you to give up trying." And Spock's like, "Then I'll repeat it for you. Get this through your head. We can't get back." And I was like, wow, this episode's gone off the rails here.
Yup. In this planet's past, just as we are, we'll stay here for the rest of our lives. Now do you understand, you dumb fuck?
Yeah, seriously. And it's just so, Bones immediately looks through the guys and he's like, "Hey, I mean, come on, you want to stay here.
Because of that hot lady."
Yep. And oh my gosh, this next two lines are great. So as soon as, I guess Spock kind of just turns away from Bones, and Bones is like, "Listen, you pointy-eared shithead."
You pointy-eared Vulcan pile of fucking shit.
And Spock finally grabs him and he's like, "I've never fucking liked when you said that."
He's like, "I've never liked your racism, you folksy fucking southern piece of shit."
Seriously, it's just, I should have addressed this long ago or something. He says something along that line.
Right?
And it's just super terrifying because it's now like a face-to-face where I guess Spock is kind of the aggressor now instead of, what's his name, Bones. Because I remember last time, I don't know, they were in some prison and Bones was like,
"You're a piece of shit.
You piece of shit. You're so dumb. But
you would just let Kirk die, wouldn't you?
Don't you feel bad about anything at all?
You fucking piece of shit."
Yeah, and so then Bones is kind of putting piece and piece together, though, that he was like long ago.
Yeah, but Spock says, I should have taken care of you long ago. And then he walked out, and Bones said long ago. And that's when I realized what was going on. You see, because Spock was 5,000 years in the past, he is taking on his body is adjusting to the past, so he's taking on the characteristic of ancient Vulcans. And ancient Vulcans were an emotional, warring race. And then Kirk is in the alley with the prosecutor. He finds the portal.
Yeah, he's like shimming around, and then he like sticks his hand. And he's like, "Oh, the portal's here."
He just walks through it.
And the prosecutor's like, "I cannot wait any longer," and he just away.
Got a dip.
And like, it's interesting though that it just keeps extending the shot of him running away. And I was like, wow, they really lay it on. And Kirk just kind of phases back through, and then he immediately calls the Enterprise, and he's like, how much time do we have? And Scotty's like, you have 17 minutes. And he's like, oh, crap.
We were gone for 3 hours?
Yeah. And he's like, Scotty's like, let me send some people down to help you. And he's like, no, do not send anybody else.
There's these time discs. It's a pain in the ass. So basically, he's got Scotty in a holding pattern, waiting until the very last second because he's got to go into the past to find Spock and Bones. He yells at Ataz. He fights the Ataz replicants. Ataz calls him a suicidal maniac. He says, I don't understand what you're trying to do. Basically, Ataz is like ready to go. He's like, look, I have to be here until the last people are gone, and then I'm going to go join my family in the past. Mm-hmm. So you got to fucking finish your shit, dog. And so actually now Kirk has to find the disc that the dudes went into with the Ice Age in it. Oh, he gets stunned by a phaser.
Yeah, and as he's trying to fight multiple replicas, Mr. Atos is like, bro, you're suicidal or something. Why are you trying to go back? And he's like, I got to. I have to save my boys.
Yeah, and then Atos zaps him with what looks like it looks kind of like a phaser, but it's round. It looks like kind of like a lightsaber hilt, and it shoots a sound out. And she's getting, Zarabeth gets Spock to eat animal flesh.
Yeah.
And he's a vegetarian, I guess, so that's a huge deal. And he likes it. He's like, yeah, animal flesh.
Zarabeth is like, well, there's not too many luxuries here, you know.
Yeah, dog. And then, so basically they're saying they don't want to, it's an interesting philosophical thing because she's explaining how the people in her future, they're like, we don't want to have a death penalty. And she's like, but what is this sending me back here if not a death penalty? You know, it's even worse than that. Yeah, it's like the slow death penalty. Yeah. And Spock is admitting that he's not himself. He says, please pay no attention. I'm not myself. And then they make out.
Yeah, he's hitting on her, and then it's like,
it's really gross, really gross making out. He's very emotional.
And as soon as what happens? Oh yeah,
Kirk is fighting. Kirk is about to be rolled through the portal on a rolling dolly by Ataz. I kind of expected them to show the dolly rolling into the cave or something.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
And so Ataz is trying to throw Kirk through the portal. And he can't, and he's like, you gotta help me look for my friends.
It's a cool shot though, or editing of like the lights flashing as he gets stuck in the
doorway, yeah, before they're kind of in and out. And so basically Ataz says, if you're looking for an ice age, it was probably this ice age 5,000 years ago.
Yeah, because Ataz tries to kick him into another time.
I think he was going to throw him back into pirate times.
That sucks.
Fucking pirate times. And so
get executed.
Bones confronts Zarabeth and Spock. And Bones is like, how do you know she's not lying? She would do anything to not be alone here. And then, of course, Spock gets very fucking defensive. And he's like, would you kill to stay here? And so Spock is choking Bones. And Bones says, think, man, think. This is impossible. Or no, he says, think, man, think. And Spock says, this is impossible. Impossible. I am a Vulcan. And then Bones puts it together. He says, the Vulcan you know won't exist for another 5,000 years. Think, man, what's happening on your planet right now at this very moment? And he goes, my ancestors are barbarians. There you go.
Barbarians. Mm-hmm. Funny, warlike barbarians.
Right? And Spock's like, I do not know who I am.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of my funk.
And then Spock goes, wait. He looks at Zarabeth and says, "Can we go back?" And she goes, "I don't know. I just know that I can't." So funny.
And then Bones is like, "What the hell, dude?" And Spock's like, disappointed in myself.
And so does Spock say that he's going to stay?
He does bring that up because he feels really bad for Zarabeth, but Bones convinces him. He's like, "You're a fucking idiot. Let's go."
Well, yeah, but Bones leaves on his own right now.
For sure. Yeah, he does.
I don't have the captioning on, so it's hard to follow. He leaves on his own. He's looking for the rock face, and Atoz is showing Kirk different snowy fucking places.
And he's like, "You got to be specific with the time." And he's like, "I don't know. Just try calling out or something."
And then they find it. They hear him. They hear Bones and Spock calling through the portal. And then they end up all being reunited. Spock touches Zarabeth's face a whole bunch, and it's gross. And here we go. Come on. Oh, man. Very touching scene where Zarabeth says goodbye to Bones and Spock. And Bones kind of turns around like, "Let's get the fuck out of here." Oh, she looks back to watch them go. "I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go, Spock." She cries a lot, which would be uncomfortable when it's so cold.
Yeah.
Oh, and then as soon as they come through the portal, Atoz just books it to his fucking escape area. He had his escape planned. I'm glad he made it.
Yeah, and he just pops out immediately. And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
And then Bones is looking at Spock, and Spock says, "Hey, I'm cool now. There's no reason to look at me anymore. I am present in every sense of the word."
And Bones is like, "What about your girl, dude?"
And he's like,
Spock's like, "Well, it's been 5,000 years. She's dead.
"Long buried.
Long ago."
Long dead and buried."
And Bones is like, "Whoa."
And then Kirk's like, "Beam us up."
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Oh, what a great last shot, too.
Yes.
He's like, "Beam us up and then warp us out of there." So when they beam up at 4936 on the timeline, there's a shot of the Enterprise flying away from the supernova, and you see this planet get destroyed by the supernova, the planet where they just were, and it's like evaporated. It's fucking cool. Also, that supernova looks like it's going real slow. It'd be easy to get away from. It's like a zombie. It's like a zombie of galaxies.
Maybe they had time there, too.
And that is all our yesterdays. So kind of a time travel episode, but not really. It's like, it's interesting that they traveled through time on a different planet.
And they got out of there really quickly. Like, I mean, I said, it was it's a simple issue. Like, they could have both just turned around and been like,
just walk right back through.
Let me just go back through this door.
They don't do anything special.
Prepared. And if they just had spoken to the librarian, they probably would have been like, "Oh, cool. We'll watch these, but we won't go through the portal. And don't prepare our bodies, you know?"
Yep. And Kirk, I love how Kirk does the old, "I don't know how cups work." That was like one of the funniest fucking things ever. Oh, McCoy refers to Zarabeth as a beautiful cook. "You are a beautiful cook. You fucking creep."
Yeah, I think this episode, it wasn't really missing anything. It was exciting. There's some action fighting at the beginning.
In the middle, too, he fought Atoz and he fought the replicants.
And the way the Atoz fight was pretty funny, though. The way he was trying to, like, reel him back into the...
Yeah, he's trying to push him back.
Yeah, and, like...
"You're going to pirate times! You're going to witchcraft and pirate times, motherfucker!"
And yeah, I guess the effects too were really cool, and of the lighting of the portal and stuff. I just found it really strange that again they just jumped in head first. I get it's pretty noble of Kirk to do, but
Kirk just thought he was going outside. Right. It just looks like outside. Mm-hmm. So the first one that's on that. Right, I understand why Kirk would disappear, but when Spock and Bones see that he disappeared, I don't think that Spock would run through.
They hear Mr. Atoz being like, he wasn't prepared," and they're like, "Well, I mean, let's go." It's so bizarre, but I think it was fun. It felt like a fun episode.
I love it when Bones accuses Zarabeth of being like a psycho that would kill everyone just to keep Spock there. And when Spock was gonna fucking where Spock was choking Bones out, and Bones is like, "Really? This is what we're fucking doing? We're doing this? What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, I guess that was very good too, because we get, very intimate Kirk or Spock and Bones scenes.
A lot of good Bones and Spock stuff. Yeah.
And then Kirk just being the silly guy and running around trying to keep his head above it. It was really unfortunate though, the whole witch thing, and especially the other guy that was like corroborating the story. He's like, yeah, he called out to these spirits and he called them bones.
I love that. Yes, he called it Bones.
Not the best name for your friend in that situation, but
like he's a ghoul or something, or like a skeleton. I bet it was a skeleton he was talking to on the other side of that wall. It was.
Imagine if that guard wasn't that gullible, would Kirk still be stuck?
Yeah, like if the guy, yeah, and also so I don't understand why the idiot that you have handing out ladles of water has the key to the cell. Like I feel like he's not a guard, he's a guy, he's probably a prisoner himself just passing out the water. I like how we see Spock's regression into a primitive savage Vulcan.
Yeah, watching it again now is interesting.
He has this he's got this logic puzzle of what to do when he first gets there, and he just cannot fucking figure it out.
He just completely ignores it. You're right. Like there's multiple points where he can be like, wait, maybe we should look into this. Mm-hmm. Like, wait, it was just a door, right? Like we can just go in and out of the door. And as soon as, I don't know, it was ridiculous.
I knew that it was bullshit and there was something wrong with Spock as soon as he just believed Zarabeth. Mm-hmm. Like when he was just like, oh, she says we can't go back. Yeah. And then he really commits to the bit.
And then when he eats, and then like they basically they're hanging out, Spock is being a savage Vulcan,
In my notes it says Kirk makes it out. Now he has to go get dumb Spock and McCoy. So is there anything you want to cover before we rate the episode? I've got a few things to mention, but
I don't know. I would just say in this episode, what really stuck out to me were all the guest stars. The prosecutor, Mr. Atos, and Zarabeth all brought their A game. And then, honestly, the weakest was probably Kirk. But Kirk was just being silly himself, I was telling Adam, I was like, I could tell in the writer's room, Shatner was like, I want to do the more fun, crazy stuff.
Yeah, don't send me to the ice planet.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's lame.
They use asbestos in the fucking fake snow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I think, I don't know, I thought it was a very good episode. It's like definitely better than average for season 3. It was exciting. Like,
yes.
I was entranced the whole time.
It's a good episode where they're not on the Enterprise.
Yeah, and I would, I guess, before we do the ratings, but I would say maybe we should do like data discs or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll do the little coasters.
I want to hear what your thoughts.
So I like when Kirk did I don't know how cups work. McCoy saying you're a beautiful cook. I mentioned that already, but he's a fucking creep. At one point, Spock calls Bones the worst patient, and I like that. That's like a trope that doctors are bad patients.
Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite part of this episode, two things. The lady who plays Woman played by Anna Karen, who's the one who Kirk saves, and then she ends up getting him arrested for being a witch. That was fucking awesome. I love that part of the episode. She was so great. And then she was just in there like, they're going to burn you alive, motherfucker. And it's just like, I helped you keep your purse. The cut purse was going to, what the fuck, you drunk idiot. And then I also like that Bones is the one who puts together, like, so Bones is racist against Vulcans, but he also knows he's studied Vulcan a lot because he needs to be able to operate on Spock, right?
Exactly.
So he knows a lot about Vulcan, so he's like, put it together. What was Vulcan like? What's happening on your planet right now? That's such a great line. Like when he's like, think about it. What's happening on your planet right now? And Spock's like, we're living in caves and bonking each other on the head.
Yeah, I think it was interesting that I guess humans weren't that savage in the past, but Vulcans were.
Yeah, well, and that's...
And it's like when you really look into it, but that's like us looking in between, like...
Well,
very
that's the thing.
Details.
No, I mean, humans were savage monsters, and we still are. But, like, I mean, like... I totally didn't. I forgot to mention the whole. Well, Bones would then be turning into a human from 5,000 years ago.
Exactly. And same with Zarabeth, right? But Zarabeth was
Well, not. She wasn't a human. She was a whatever the fuck they are.
She was prepared. Quote,
and they prepared her by fucking making her like a 5,000-year-old person.
And then I was like, oh, I get the twist that like instead of literally sending him off planet, he was just sending them through time, which is kind of a cool gimmick.
But it was misleading how they presented it because he kept saying they went wherever they wanted. When Kirk was like, "Where did the people who evacuated go?" and he goes, "They went wherever they wanted." But he should have said whenever, because they were all right there, as far as we could tell. They're where the library was
Before the Nova.
Oh yeah,
the replicas too. That was pretty clever.
When they're yelling at each other through when Kirk and Bones first go into the ice age and they're yelling at Kirk through the wall, Spock says, "We're in a wilderness of Arctic characteristics." I loved it. But yeah, so that was the episode, and so of 1 to 5 time portal discs, what do you give it?
Ooh, I actually fairly enjoyed it. I would say a 4. 4 out of 5.
Same. 4 discs for me. We are in sync. I loved it. Yeah. I thought the soundtrack was good. I thought that the lady calling Kirk a witch was good. Had a lot of good stuff going on.
There's nothing to do with the ship or anything. It was just about Bones, Spock, and Kirk.
Yes.
Which was like very interesting.
Yeah,
nice little trade off.
They let everybody else have the week off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the episode, and now is the time that was us discussing and rating all our yesterdays. A 60 something year old episode of television. And Al, what are you recommending for our intrepid listeners today?
Well, I guess since it's October, I was been watching more spooky stuff. But this is more of like a thriller thriller as in like it could happen in real life. I don't know. It's kind of like this weird cop drama, but it was called Along Came a Spider. It's kind of funny that it's like, oh, this is a cool take. And then as soon as we finished, me and my girlfriend, we finished it. We were just like, dang, that was like a shittier 7.
Yeah, you're talking about the Angelina Jolie movie?
No, I think is that Angelina Jolie?
No. Oh no, it's she's in the next one.
Right, but it's
Morgan Freeman,
Monica Potter.
Oh, okay.
It's so bizarre because the very first scene is like this crazy cop stakeout, and then this car does like this crazy flip off the road and it's all dramatic and over the top, and I'm like, wow, this is like, I'm immediately hooked. This is like classic schlock. You know?
I just watched these not that long ago because they're Alex Cross movies.
Yes, that's what it is.
I was watching Reacher, and I was like, I want to watch more of these like characters by dad authors.
And then it's Kiss the Girls, I think.
Kiss the Girls. Yeah. That's the Angelina Jolie one I was thinking of. Right? Or no, that's
Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd, from Double Jeopardy.
But hey, they got a better rating, I guess, than Along Came a Spider, so I guess I'll try that one next.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going on that Alex Cross tear, I guess, because it's just so entertaining. I'd recommend it.
You're recommending people watch Along Came a Spider and Kiss the Girls. I was thinking of The Bone Collector.
Oh.
The Bone Collector. All right. Today I am recommending an anime that is on Hulu and all the animes, wherever you get your anime. It's called Spy X Family. It's about a family who is a spy, has to put together a family to do a secret mission. And it's about a fictional world where it's like East versus West, and there's a Cold War, and there's all this spycraft stuff. And it's basically like the inner monologue of a spy who has to put together a fake family. And he just happens to find a lady that is an assassin to be his wife. But he doesn't know she's an assassin, and she doesn't know he's a spy. It's a little bit Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing. Yeah. But then they have he finds a daughter to play his kid to go to this fancy school that's part of the mission. And she's a telepath. and she can hear people's thoughts. And so it's this really interesting tension because the mom is like thinking all these secrets about being an assassin, and the dad is thinking all these secrets about being a spy, and the telepathic little kid is the only one who knows the whole story. And so she's like trying to help him do his job without him knowing she's telepathic or that she knows he's a spy. Because in the past, whenever somebody finds out she's telepathic, it's bad, so she keeps it a secret. But anyway, Spy Family, check it out. There's 3 seasons. It's fucking great. Watch anime, fools. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really interesting take because I was watching a bit of an episode with Adam, but just now, the Spy Family, right?
Yes.
And it's like a lot of, what is it called? Mental gymnastics, because it's like you have to think about what this little girl's implication of like what her findings are and how she's like navigating in between everybody's lives, I guess.
Yeah, and she can hear everybody's thoughts, like people at school. She it's really cool. Yeah, it's good. Check it out. Spy Family and the Alex Cross. Oh, there's also the dude who did the guy who dresses like a lady.
What?
Oh God. Big Mama's House? No, not Big Mama's House. That's Martin Lawrence. Tyler Perry. Yes.
Perry, yeah.
Tyler Perry played Alex Cross in a contemporary reboot of those movies.
What?
Yeah, Tyler Perry is Alex Cross. I think that's on Amazon Prime or some shit.
Huh. Cool.
But yeah. All right.
All those 3 movies we mentioned too, the posters look exactly the same. Along Came a
Dude.
Spider. What is it? Kiss the Girl and
The Bone Collector.
All 3 of those posters exactly the same.
And The Bone Collector is another one of those characters that's like a dad book. It's this guy, Lincoln Rhyme, who eventually becomes paralyzed and he solves mysteries from his hospital bed.
It's given the whole that whole Taken plot line and how that whole old dad actor beats up guys to like save the day.
There's a bit of that.
Given that vibe, it's just a funny trend.
Absolutely. Dude, I watch all of that popcorn mystery fucking shit. My mom used to call those movies murder, death, kill movies, like mysteries, murder, death, kill. So that was our discussion of all our yesterdays. And next week, we're coming back to discuss the final episode of Star Trek, the original series. Turnabout Intruder.
Watch this be the worst. Just kidding.
Right?
It's gonna be the best.
I feel like I can't imagine it ends strong. But so come back and listen to that. And then we got a bunch of bonus episodes coming. And thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good rest of your week, gang. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam, mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.